The roundhouse kick, the classic power move of the kickboxing world. It's the kick that's been crushing ribs and shattering dreams since the dawn of the sport. Picture Mirko Cro Cop, the legendary Croatian kickboxer, unleashing his infamous cemetery kick. When that shin or instep connects, it's like being hit by a wrecking ball. Front kick, the straightforward attacker that comes right down the pipe. It might not be as flashy as some of the other kicks, but when it lands, it's lights out. Just ask Peter Belfort, who found himself on the wrong end of Anderson Silva's front kick heard around the world. Side kick, the long-range weapon in the kickboxer's arsenal. It's the kick that lets you strike from a distance, using the heel to deliver a bone-crushing blow. Giorgio Petrosyan, the Italian kickboxing maestro, has turned the side kick into an art form. When he chambers that leg and fires, it's like a heat-seeking missile zeroing in on its target. Raymond Daniels has made this kick his bread and butter. When he fires that leg straight like an arrow, there's no escape. Hook kick, the deceptive striker that comes at you from the side. You think you've got your opponent's timing down, and then, bam, that heel comes swinging around like a wrecking ball. Saenchai, the Thai kickboxing legend, is the undisputed king of the hook kick. Blink and you'll miss it, but your jaw sure won't. Spinning back kick, the tornado that wreaks havoc in the ring. Also known as the tornado kick, this technique is like a freight train slamming into your opponent's midsection or face. With the power to break ribs and send them into the shadow realm, it's no wonder fighters like Mirko Cro Cop and Raymond Daniels have made this their signature move. When that heel connects after spinning a full 180 degrees, it's like being hit by a battering ram. Axe kick, or downward heel kick, the guillotine of the kickboxing world. It's like dropping a guillotine on your opponent's collarbone or skull. You raise your leg high in the air, then bring your heel crashing down like a meteor strike. Boom. Andy Hug and Ernesto Hoost were masters of this technique, using it to chop down opponents like a lumberjack felling a tree. Knee strike, the close quarters crusher that turns the clinch into a torture chamber. When you're locked up with a Thai fighter, you better pray they don't decide to unleash the knee. Buakaw Banchamek, the Thai wrecking machine, has ended more fights with his knees than most fighters have with their entire arsenal. It's the ultimate dirty boxing weapon. When those knees start flying, there's nowhere to hide. Step-in knee, the battering ram of the kickboxing clinch. When your opponent thinks they're safe in the clinch, you can step forward and, wham, drive your knee into their ribs or head like a battering ram. Tabi Ahmada and Ernesto Hoost have both used this technique to fold opponents like lawn chairs. It's the ultimate dirty boxing move. Clinch knees, the pistons of destruction. You control their head with your hands, then repeatedly drive your knees into their midsection like a piston. Buakaw and Saenchai Fairtex have turned this technique into an art form, breaking ribs and rupturing organs with ruthless efficiency. When those knees start pumping, it's a wrap. Flying knee, the airborne annihilator that drops from the sky like a meteor. It's the technique that takes your opponent's breath away, literally. When you launch yourself through the air with your knee aimed at your opponent's face, it's like watching a human missile in action. Cosmo Alexander, the Brazilian kickboxing ace, has made the flying knee his go-to move. When he takes flight, it's not a matter of if they'll connect, but when and how hard. Masato, Buakaw, and the late, great Ramon Deckers all used this technique to send their opponents into oblivion. When you take flight with that knee, it's a thing of beauty and destruction. Elbow strike, the sharp-edged blade that slices and dices with surgical precision. In the hands of a master, the elbow is the most devastating weapon in the standard arsenal. Saenchai Fairtex, another Thai legend, has left a trail of broken faces and shattered dreams in his wake with his razor-sharp elbows. When you see him start to cock that arm back, you better be ready to duck, or else you'll be waking up in the hospital. Spinning elbow, the buzzsaw of the kickboxing world. You rotate your body, then crack. Slam your elbow into your opponent's face with enough force to split skin and shatter bones. Saenchai and Saenchai have both used this technique to leave their opponents in a bloody heap. It's the ultimate don't blink or you'll miss it move. Downward elbow, or 12-6 elbow, the hammer of the gods. Imagine raising your elbow high above your head, then bringing it crashing down onto your opponent's skull like a hammer. Smash. Many Muay Thai fighters have used this technique to score vicious knockouts. When you drop the hammer with that elbow, it's game over. Horizontal elbow strike, the club of the kickboxing clinch. This technique may look simple, but when it lands flush on the jaw or temple, boom, it's lights out. You swing your elbow horizontally like a club and let physics do the rest. Muay Thai-based kickboxers have turned this technique into a devastating weapon in the clinch. Overhand right, the wrecking ball of punches. This punch is like a wrecking ball, swinging down in a vicious arc and, boom, crashing into your opponent's jaw or temple. When thrown with proper rotation, it's a one-way ticket to dreamland. Mike Zambitis and Batter Harry have both used this punch to separate fools from consciousness. Superman Punch, the coiled spring of the kickboxing arsenal. This technique is like a coiled spring loaded with potential energy. You start by jumping forward, then unleash a devastating cross that seems to defy gravity. Kapow. The added momentum from your jump can turn a regular punch into a knockout blow. Rico Verhoeven and Alistair Overeem have both showcased the fight-ending power of the Superman Punch. Liver shot, the off switch of the human body. A well-placed left hook to the liver can shut down even the toughest fighter. It's like flipping their off switch. Bam! They might not fall immediately, but within a few seconds, they'll be on the canvas, writhing in agony. Giorgio Petrosyan is a master of this technique, targeting that vital organ with surgical precision. Spinning back fist, the meteor strike of the kickboxing world. Imagine backfisting someone so hard, they're asking the referee what year it is. Wow. That's the power of the spinning back fist. You rotate your body a full 360 degrees, generating massive centrifugal force, before smashing your fist into their face like a meteor. Tyrone Spong and Raymond Daniels are the masters of this technique. Teep, the long-range controller that keeps opponents at bay. It's the kick that lets you dictate the distance, pushing your opponent back and disrupting their rhythm. Samart Payakarun, the Thai boxing master, was the king of the teep. He used it to keep opponents on the end of his punches, and when they least expected it, he blasted them with a kick that would send them flying across the ring. Calf kick, the silent assassin that cripples from the ground up. It might not be as flashy as some of the other kicks, but when it lands, it's like having your leg chopped out from under you. Just ask the scores of MMA fighters who've had their legs turned to jelly by this deceptively simple technique. It's the kick that proves you don't have to aim high to do massive damage. Sweep kick, the rug puller of the kickboxing world. This technique is like pulling the rug out from under your opponent. You use your leg to sweep their leg, sending them crashing to the canvas. Jigard Mosesi and many Muay Thai stylists have used this technique to great effect. When you sweep the leg, it's all over. Oblique kick, or side stomp kick, the sledgehammer of the kickboxing world. This technique targets the knee joint, aiming to hyperextend or even tear the ligaments. It's like taking a sledgehammer to a door hinge. One good strike, and crack. Your opponent's mobility is gone. John Jones has used this kick to great effect in MMA. When he stomps on that knee, it's a wrap. Leg kick, or low kick, the tree chopper of the kickboxing arsenal. This technique may not be as flashy as some of the others, but it's like chopping down a tree. Keep hitting that thigh, calf, or knee with your shin, and eventually, timber. Your opponent's leg is going to crumble like a house of cards. Ernesto Hoost, Jose Aldo, and Buakaw Banchamek have all used this kick to devastating effect. Brazilian kick, or the question mark kick, the ninja of the kickboxing world. It starts low, making your opponent think they're safe. Then suddenly, whoosh, it arches up to their head like a venomous snake strike. Legends like Glob Vitosa and countless Kyokushin fighters have used this kick to turn out the lights on unsuspecting foes. That deceptive arc is the key to its devastating power. Fake low kick to high kick, or the setup kick, the master of misdirection. You fake a low kick to get your opponent to drop their guard, then quickly switch to a head kick that they never saw coming. Boom. Buakaw and Mirko Cro Cop are the kings of this technique, using that deceptive fake to land fight-ending head kicks. Jumping switch kick, the shapeshifter of the kickboxing arsenal. Imagine leaping into the air, then switching your stance mid-flight before, wham, landing a devastating kick to the head or body. Tenshin Nasukawa and Sage Northcutt have both used this technique to score highlight reel knockouts. It's the ultimate, now you see me, now you don't move. High roundhouse kick, the heat-seeking missile of kicks. When executed properly, This kick is like a heat-seeking missile locked onto your opponent's temple. You rotate your hips, whip your leg around like a bullwhip, and let your shin do the talking. Thwack! Mirko Cro Cop wasn't lying when he said, right leg hospital, left leg cemetery. Tornado kick, also known as the 540 or 720 kick. The showstopper of the kickboxing world. You spin not once, but multiple times, building momentum like a cyclone before unleashing a devastating kick to your opponent's head. Kapow, Raymond Daniels, and Stephen Wonderboy Thompson have used this kick to create highlight reels that will be played for generations. It's the ultimate risk-reward move. Spinning heel kick, the blindside attacker that comes out of nowhere. It's the kick that starts with your back turned, only to whip around and connect with devastating force. Raymond Daniels, the American kickboxing sensation, has made the spinning heel kick his signature move. When he winds up that leg, you better be ready to duck, or else you'll be seeing stars. Scissor knee strike, the vice grip that traps and smashes with ruthless efficiency. It's the technique that turns your opponent's defense into their own worst enemy, using their guard to trap them in a world of hurt. Rodtang Jitmuangnon, the Thai phenom, has turned the scissor knee strike into an art form. They'll latch onto his opponent's arm like a python, then unleash a barrage of knees that'll have them begging for mercy. Cartwheel kick, the unorthodox innovator that strikes from unexpected angles. It's the kick that takes a page out of the gymnastics handbook, using a cartwheel motion to generate power and confusion. Michael Page, the British kickboxing phenom, has made the cartwheel kick his signature move. When he starts to flip and spin, it's like watching a human kaleidoscope. Only instead of pretty colors, all you see is the bottom of his foot. Rolling thunder, the acrobatic assassin that strikes from above. It's the kick that takes a page out of the ninja playbook, using a rolling motion to generate momentum for a devastating overhead strike. Masaki Nori, the Japanese kickboxing sensation, has made the rolling thunder his calling card. When he starts to somersault through the air, you better be ready to run, or else you'll be waking up wondering what hit you.